It's a limerick, right? By Spike Milligan. Everybody's familiar with limericks, the pattern of them, like, and everything. It's like there's a rhythm to him. You know, it's like I can expand it more. When I do in the improvers class, I'm threatening to do it with a bit more wider forms of poetry. I'm neither a fan nor not a fan of poetry, but it's like it overlaps with music in a way that I think we don't use as when we try and teach music, because the rhythm of the language can help you with your playing a lot, just as much as learning to keep time. So you got, it's in a group 3, a triple time. This is so it goes. A man named Percival Lee got up one night for a pee. One night for a pee. When he reached the loo, I wrote this on a particular way. So when he reached the loo, it was a little past 2, and when he got back, it was 3. Right? Now, sometimes you'll know all the words to a song. Sometimes you'll just know the first line to a song. Sometimes you know that, like, the odd line throughout the song, but you can still mumble or la the tune. Yes, and the tune is the rhythm of the words as it sits on the pulse. So, with something like this, which you don't have to translate to your guitar, in order for you to get the limerick, you've got to get the rhythm of the language, haven't you? You know, you can read it, but the humour also is part of the rhythm. So it's like I've deliberately put a couple of little stutters in, so you have to kind of stop and then work the rhythm out. Do you see what I mean? So you go when he reached the loo. It's got to be when he reached the loo. He reached the loo. They've got to hit those. So it's like if you clap like this, right? Everybody clap together or tap your guitar, right? So he goes. A man named Percival Lee. Let me ask you a question. When you're trying to get the pulse or the feel for when you're sitting there and you've got the record playing, you just start bouncing inside. What you want to do is try out a few different pulses that work for you. We could do this. We could do all of our subdivisions, like, and go. We could double it up, but it doesn't have to be the one I say. Hopefully I'll pick the right one. But you see, with this one, that's what we need. A man named Percival Lee. So I want you to start clapping like this now. You can say it inside or say it out loud to you, whichever way it wants to go. But say the words inside you. So it's those. A man named Percival Lee. Right, now stop there. We'll do it again, and we'll do the first 2 lines. So you see, it's just like a song. We set the pulse up first before we start singing or anything, right? There we go. And then we'll say the first 2 lines. So it goes. A man named Percival Lee got up one night for a pee. And stop there, yeah? No. Watch this. A man named Percival Lee got up one night for a pee. Now, they don't line up because of the length of the words, but rhythmically, they would go tick, tock, 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 tick, tock, tock, tock. It'd be a man named Percival Lee got up one night for a pee. Do you see? It's evenly spaced. We have to space the words out in time. But the frustrating thing is for you is that you can do that, but when you put the song on, all the other stuff that's going on in the song starts to overwhelm you, and your attention goes in all the wrong places. You know, if I can really hammer home the key details, which is only a couple, that's the first one. The way that syllables in the words line up with the pulse that you clap. The second thing is, do you notice that at the end of every line we have to clap a space at the end of the line? It has to go, a man named Percival Lee, space, got up. And you see again, sometimes the words, they pick up before you hit the first beat. Got up one night for a pee, clap. If you don't put the spacer in, you're out of sync, you're out of time. But the thing is, don't think of all this as, if I just explain this technically, you'd be going, oh. But you do it when you look at a limerick. You have a natural instinct for a line length because hopefully you've done it at school or whatever. You know, it's like And you can transfer all of that into music. So let's just quickly look at, I can't write it up on the board, but if we do Songbird, we go, and we just clap it. And if you've got the lyrics in front of you, you're allowed to look at them now. But if you haven't, that doesn't matter, because I only know the first line. Can somebody tell me the second line of this? I'm talking to a Songbird yesterday. Flew me to a place not far away. That's all we need, right? That's all we need. So you start the pulse going, and then it just goes like this. It just goes. The first thing is we've got to mark a tick tock. So it's tick tock, 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 tick. The line doesn't start on a tick. It goes tick tock. Talking to a songbird yesterday. Take me to a place not far away. Do you see there's a clap at the end after the lyric stops? If you don't put that clap in as you're trying to play it, it'll feel like you're all weird. And the other thing is you'll be out of time. So the spaces are really, really important to put in. Now, if I could, I've made this mistake in the past because I've really thought, this is great, this is exactly what I'm trying to say. And I've gone on for an hour, another 45 minutes. But you need to just sit down with the lyric, set up a pulse, and just try it out for yourself. And do it with some limericks. I could send some limericks out. Because limericks are easy. Good limericks just flow and you just read them and go, but like other ones, you want to read some that are slightly disjointed because you go, because the other trick is you're supposed to read it and flow through the language to get the rhythm. So you're not really being blocked, you're not stumbling over words. But when you've got one that has a particular, what you're actually trying to work out on a limerick is which words are emphasised. So it's like, if we go again, I'll go again, let's go with a man named Percival Lee. So it's a man named Percival Lee, gap, up one night for a pee, gap, when he reached the loo, it was a lit. Now you see, it's all stumbly there, but there's a way to fit it. It's not I deliberately put something that doesn't fit very well, but you can make it fit, because it's like a puzzle. You have to solve it like a puzzle, and every song you approach, you've got to know that flow of the lyrics and the way it sits on the pulse. Otherwise, you can do it. I'm sure there's lots of people learn to play that way. In fact, I think the majority of people learn that way now. That's another long conversation. But but that bit of time you spend puzzling that out will definitely benefit you. Mike's sitting there going, I wish you'd have come up with this 3 years ago. It would have saved me about 12 months. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's embedded in the stuff I did in the past, but making it more explicit, I think, is important. So you go. So what you do is you can know it was a little past 2. That's not too bad. So we know it's going to be. But you see, it was a little. So we've got all of this before the tick, because it goes a man. That's the tick. A man. That's where we start the line. A man got up when he reached. It's when he. I tend to emphasise reach. You'll also find you have tendencies to do it in a certain way. And what's great about songs is they won't conform to what you want. You have to bend your thing to the song. So it's when he reached the loo. Do you see? I suppose when he reached the loo, stumbles, but when he reached the loo, is that rhythmically fits. And you're always trying to find the way it fits rhythmically to your clap. So when he reached the loo, it was a little past 2. There might be another way. There might be another way to do it, but I can't find another way. So there's only ways you can see and ways you can't see, not right ways and wrong ways. As long as it fits rhythmically, it works. It's actually I forget what the actual limerick says. It was 1:45, and it was 2:52. I'll put that in as well to make it a bit easy. So see, it was a little past 2, but if I put it was. I'll put spikes in because it's wrong for me to change his poetry. So he goes, it was 1:45. Come in, sorry. All right. 1:45. So it was 1:45. And again, because this actual line, when he reached the loo, it was 1:45. That's like, there's 4 beats there. and there's only two in it, because what happens is the line, there's that many words, you split it to two lines, but it's actually still 4 beats. And when he got back, it was 3, clap. But you've got to put that clap in. So let's finish. Let's go. So a man named Percival Lee. So he goes, a man named Percival Lee got up one night for a pee. When he reached the loo, it was 1:45, and when he got back, it was 3. Clap. That's what's really important. And now, to a songbird. I'm going to do the first one. Take her to a place not far away. She's a little what in my mind?
She's a little pilot.
Pilot. I was saying island for some reason. She's a little pilot in my mind. And what's the last line?
Singing songs of love to pass the time.
I should know this. I've been doing it for like 4 years as a class. But she's a little pilot in my mind, singing lots of things of love to pass the time. Okay, ready? So we get that going. We'll do it a bit faster. So he goes. Talking to a songbird yesterday, linking to a place not far away. She's a little pilot in my mind, singing songs of love to pass the time. Stop. Does everybody say that lyrics? It's on the pulse. You have to work that out for every song. I usually do it in some way. I usually feed that in some way, but that's the key. The other thing is right now get your guitars. This could save you like hundreds of pounds, because you normally take like several courses to get to this stage. Now you can do it. You go, I'll see there'll be one of you here next week, because you'll be able to play the guitar after this.